For this trip, there was 6 of us. It was my aunt, who is my sister's mom. Nope, she's not my sister's mom. Hi y'all, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. I'm just going to kind of ignore the fact that I haven't posted anything in months, and then I'm just showing up today with this little story. For anyone who hasn't been here before, my name is Chandel, and I like to go to Disney World, but today I wanted to tell you the story of when I got evacuated from Expedition Everest at Disney's Animal Kingdom Park. Let's go. Okay, so a little bit of background about who's on this trip. This was a trip with some extended family. Obviously, I was there, but also my aunt went. This is my aunt who is my mom's sister. My aunt's son was with us. His name is Rocky. His wife, Paula, Paula's son, Andres, and also Paula's best friend, Alfonso, is on this trip. There's 6 of us total. 6 on her, Rocky, Paula. Yeah, there's 6 of us. I don't know why I always got that count wrong. Happened the entire trip. On our Animal Kingdom day, only 5 of us went. My aunt stayed at the hotel. She did not go to Animal Kingdom. So the rest of us are at Animal Kingdom that day. We're doing all the things, or at least all the things that we want to do at Animal Kingdom. But we're doing all the things. It's time for us to go ride Expedition Everest. Everybody's excited about it, except for Alfonso, who did not ride. So going on the ride, there are 4 of us. It's me, Rocky, Paula, and Andres. We've already decided that Rocky and Paula are going to ride together. Me and Andres are going to ride together. I want to emphasize, I got the count wrong of how many people in our party, like the entire week. Every time a cast member asked how many in a party, I had the wrong answer. So we get in the line for Expedition Everest. We get up to the front. We're going to get on the ride. The cast member asked me, because I'm in front, how many in your party? And I said 2. He's like, okay, over here to number 8, or whatever number he sent us to. Didn't think anything about it. Me and Andres go and get on the number that he tells us to get on. Another train is pulling up almost immediately, so I just quickly ask him, do you want to sit on this side or that side? What are we going to do? We decide that, start to get on the ride. I look over my shoulder and I see Rocky and Paula walking like the opposite direction from us. And me and Rocky kind of look at each other like, and I was like, oh crap, I said 2 people instead of 4. So now the 4 of us aren't sitting, in front of each other, whatever, in the same ride vehicle. And I'm like, oh, I'm stupid. I did it again, because I did this the whole trip. But at the same time, I'm like, you know what? It's not that big a deal. They're going to ride in the same train as us. We're still going to be in the ride. It'll be okay. No big deal. What can happen? Now, keep in mind that Andres is nervous to ride this ride. He's not riding with his mom. He's riding next to me. All at once, I think to myself, okay, I've made it where he's not sitting with his mother. His mom's not sitting next to him. His mom's not even sitting in front of him now. So we get settled on the ride, and I'm telling him, I'm so sorry. I told them it was just 2 people. That's why Rocky and your mom are not sitting in front of us. But I'm telling him, it's going to be cool. I'll warn you when, the really kind of, scarier parts are coming, so you can brace yourself. But I think you're going to love this. He's like, okay. Our train takes off. That's when I notice Rocky and Paula are not even on this actual train ride vehicle that we're on at all. They're still in line. We passed them, so they're going to apparently be in the vehicle behind us. Again, having a little bit of guilt, I'm like, oh, dang. I screwed that up, but again, we're just going to ride the ride. It'll be fine. It's not that big a deal. I don't think. I guess we'll find out once we get done, right? We take off, and so maybe 20 seconds into the ride, Andres says out loud a prayer. He's saying a prayer asking for protection so that nothing happens to him on this ride. He wants to ride the ride, but he's also nervous about riding this ride. So again, I still have that little jab of way to go. He's nervous. His mom is not even in this train car. Way to go. We're going smoothly. Andres is not really freaked out or anything yet. He's, kind of just like the fun screams that you do when you're on any kind of thrill ride anyway. So we get to the part where the roller coaster stops. I'm telling him, okay, it's about to go backwards. It's going to be dark for a few seconds, just to let you know. He's like, okay, thanks. He braces himself. The roller coaster takes off, going backwards, going in the dark. We're screaming. It's fun. It gets to the point where it's turning so that it can go straight again. And I'm telling him, okay, here comes another good part. But it's about to be like a drop in a second. We're going to go forward and then we're going to drop. And he's like, okay. Again, he's bracing himself. He's ready. And I'm like, any second now, we're going to go. We're going to go now. And then we do not go. We do not go anywhere. And I'm thinking something's wrong because it never takes this long. It's already showed the little animation of the Yeti coming and ripping up the tracks. And it's, the Yeti did that. He's gone. And now there's nothing on the screen. And we're just sitting there. A few seconds later, the lights came on. And I was like, oh crap. Immediately, because I said, oh crap, out loud, Andres is like, what's happening? He's kind of panicking. And I'm like, it's okay. Something is apparently wrong. They stopped the ride. They'll let us know what we're going to do next. Because I've never been on a roller coaster that was able to go and take off again. Once it stopped like that, I didn't really know how they were going to do this. So I'm telling them, it's cool. Let's just stay calm. They're going to give us instructions. They'll tell us something. And sure enough, right away, a cast member comes over the speakers and says, the ride suddenly stopped, blah, blah, blah. Please stay seated. Someone will be there to get you shortly. I think, I don't know the exact words, but basically they were telling us the ride is broken. We're going to have to come get you off of the ride. And I'm like, oh. But also, Andres is trying to keep it together. And he's like, what's happening? What are we going to do? How are we going to get off of here? And I'm like, we're good. They're going to have to send someone to come help us get off of the ride vehicle. And we're going to apparently have to get walked off. Well, from where we are, he couldn't really see how that was going to be possible. And so I took my phone and I did take some video and I'm like, look over here, there's stairs. And I show him the stairs. He's like, okay. He's more calm and chill now. And I'm like, oh good. But also I'm thinking, of course this would happen. Because I told him the wrong amount of people. His mom is on some other car. I'm guessing they're stopped behind us somewhere. I don't know where their ride vehicle is. But here we are. I said, hey, what could happen? It's fine. And now something happened where his mom would have been helpful to be here for the situation, right? We wait patiently. It took, I don't know, it was probably around 10 minutes or so. I suddenly saw two women that were cast members that came around kind of like a corner, and they were like, sorry it took so long. We had to climb up 17 flights of stairs to get to you. And I was like, what? How many who? Let me backtrack and tell you that aside from me being overweight, I have a bad knee. And of course, because I'm overweight, my knee gives me problems more than it should. And during this whole trip, I've been having to wear my knee brace and take pain meds and stuff because my knee's really been hurting. So I'm thinking to myself, how the heck am I going to go down 17 flights of steps? Because of course, my knee has been hurting, and guess what is the number one thing that makes it hurt the most? Stairs. And she just said they came up 17 flights of stairs to get to us. So I immediately know that means I'm going to have to go down 17 flights of stairs. And I'm going, am I going to be able to do that? Is my knee... I'm weighing going, okay, oh my God, this is going to take forever. I'm going to have to go very slow. And I'm basically going, crap, yay, I get to see what happens when you get evacuated on Expedition Everest. But then I'm also doing, poor Andres doesn't get to ride the ride. Poor Rocky and Paula don't get to finish the ride. I got to go down 17 flights of stairs to get evacuated from this ride. So I'm staying calm because I definitely don't want Andres to get, upset or anything. But I'm thinking to myself, this is going to be bad. I'm thinking I'm probably done. I'm done for the day. By the time we get down these stairs, I'm probably going to be in so much pain. I'm in this weird thing when I'm evacuated from the ride. Yes. My knee's going to hurt really bad. No. So I'm kind of in a weird spot where I'm this is cool, but also I'm so screwed. One of the first things that one of the ladies said was, is anyone unable to go downstairs? let us know because we'll have to bring, she said something like they're going to have to bring the fire department, or she basically explained it like, if you can't go down the stairs, let us know because we're going to have to make alternate arrangements to get you out of here. And for like a second, I'm like, do I say, hey, I can't go down the stairs? I thought to myself, I am not waiting here, and I'm not going to get taken out on a stretcher or whatever it is that the fire department's going to do. I'm not going to do that. Nope, I'm not going to do that. So I didn't say anything, and I thought, you know what, I'll just have to figure it out, and I'll just like ask to go last so I can take my time and go down the stairs. Me and Andres are in the very, very back row of the ride vehicle, train, whatever you call it. We're the very last row, so I'm like, they're probably going to get us last. Well, lo and behold, the ladies come all the way up to where we are sitting in the back, and they actually got us out first, which was good. But also I was like, oh, my knee has problems bending, and I'm thinking, I don't know how I'm going to get out of this without falling or without looking like a complete idiot. But also I'm like, I just got to get out. I don't guess I care if I look like a complete idiot because I have to get out of this ride vehicle either way. I was able to get out of the ride vehicle and over to the steps on the side without falling, without tripping, without hurting my knee, which was the most important. Andres, of course, as a 14-year-old teenage boy, was easily able to get out. He got over on the step, and they told us, just wait here. They have to get everybody else out, and then they're going to walk us all out together. We wait, they get everybody out, and then they proceed to lead us out going down these 17 flights of stairs. One of the cast members is at the beginning of our group, and then one of them is behind me at the end just to make sure that we all get out safely. If you've ever been evacuated off of any ride at Disney, they do ask you not to film, not to take pictures. And of course, I was more than happy not to mess with any of that trying to go down the stairs because I had to make sure I could get down all of the stairs without hurting myself. I've been evacuated off a ride one other time. That was on Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. I'll make a video about that another time. But I already kind of knew the spiel that they were going to give. But again, I wasn't even trying to take any other pictures other than what I took from sitting in the vehicle before they got us out. As we go down, the rest of the group is so far ahead of us because I'm going down the steps in a weird way, which apparently made the cast member behind me nervous because what I did, the stairwell was kind of narrow and I was using the rails kind of like they're crutches, and I would hop down a couple steps at a time to go faster because otherwise I was going to have to go one step and like boom, boom, boom. And I was like, I can't do that this whole time. I will say that in that stairwell, there was tons of hair ties. If you've been on Expedition Everest, there's hair ties up that girls will throw up on the ride at the top before it goes backwards. I guess when they cleaned them out, they dropped them a lot because there was hair ties everywhere in the stairwell. Anyway, we finally get down all 17 flights of stairs and get, to the underbelly of, or underneath inside the Expedition Everest mountain, and I'm kind of like, this is cool, but I also am like, pay attention, please don't trip, because now that I got down the stairs, that'd be so stupid if I suddenly trip and fall because I'm too busy trying to look around me. Basically, we ended up getting walked all the way to, like when the ride ends, it takes you to a certain exit. That's where we ended up anyway, was at that exit. The cast members were handing us bottles of water. They were also scanning our magic bands. Basically, they were adding an experience to our accounts so that we could come back later when the ride was working again and go through essentially, I guess, what is the lightning lane. So we come out and we have to explain to Alfonso what happened. And he's like, I figured something happened. But he had it good. He got to sit at the exit eating some ice cream while we were stuck on the ride. I'm not bitter, but I'm just saying, sitting and eating the ice cream, Alfonso, that was like the good part. You got it easy. In the end, I was actually excited. Knowing that everyone was okay, Andres was not as upset as I thought he was going to be. And I joked with him that the whole ride broke down because he said his prayer to protect him from the ride. And I'm like, well, if you hadn't said that prayer, the ride wouldn't have broken down. I'm just sad that he didn't end up getting to ride it because even though we did other stuff the rest of that day, Expedition Everest actually was down pretty much the entire rest of the day. And by the time we left, it still had never come back up, so we didn't ride it. So it sucks for them. They didn't get to actually experience the entire ride. I thought it was exciting because I got evacuated. Was it worth it for me freaking out about my knee and having to go slow and going down 17 flights of stairs? Yes. Yes, it was worth it. Like, do I want to go down 17 flights of stairs again? No. No. But it was worth it. Have any of you been evacuated off of a ride? Tell me about your experience if you have. I'd love to know. I love that stuff. I don't want rides to break down at Disney World, but also I'm okay with being evacuated if it means I get to see some of the backstage stuff. That's all for now, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.